Hello and welcome back, everyone, to La-Mulana Randomizer. In this episode, the Graveyard of the Giants.
That's a giant, and he is dead.
Yes. The Graveyard of the Giants is honestly one of the areas that I'm a bit mixed on, honestly. The enemy encounters here are a bit more difficult than I like. I almost never actually get to kill all three of the gas clouds there. But this is also the area where we get our first encounter with Wizzrobes, and Wizzrobes just suck to fight against.
Alright, let's see if I can spot them. Oh, these are Keese.
Yep, these are still Keese.
Okay, now Clyde.
And Explosive Mines.
Silver the Hedgehog, you just stay down there where you belong.
It's interesting that you call him Silver the Hedgehog, because I'm not entirely sure what mythical creature he's supposed to be. Like all the creatures in this game, aside from the bats and skeletons, have direct mythological comparisons. We got the Spaulder. God damn it.
Spaulder.
Okay. All right. The Spaulder specifically is honestly a really interesting item, because what it does, you'll notice that our axe now has those blue contrails.
Oh, Wizzrobes.
Yep, Wizzrobes. You'll notice that our axe now has these blue trails on its axe swing. Well, those trails actually do a single point of damage, but because of the way that the axe is coated, the Spaulder actively makes axe a worse weapon. It makes all of the other weapons actually slightly better because it increases their active hit frames. But for the axe specifically, although it does increase the amount of active hit frames on it, the active hit frames also have not reduced damage, but different damage values.
So now the axe is less powerful?
The axe is not less powerful, but the aura around the axe can intercept the normal axe damage. That's the issue.
Okay, now.
So yes, functionally the axe is less powerful now.
See, they could fly, but they need bigger wings. See how stupidly they struggle with their own weight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those are supposed to be Sleipnir or Catoblepes. I always assumed that they're Catoblepes.
Hey man, there is a bestiary out there that contains like every mythical creature ever invented in history, and it is huge.
Yeah.
Like oofs. It's that one creature type from Magic the Gathering that I don't even know how to pronounce correctly. It's spelled O-U-P-H-E.
I'm pretty sure oof. It's either oof or oofe.
Probably an oof. I mean,
and they're effectively a Celtic goblin / pixie variant.
Geralt of Rivia would know what an oof is. He's probably killed a few.
Actually, I don't think Geralt ever did kill an oof. He's probably encountered oofs, but given the fact that they're mostly minor mischievous creatures, I don't think that he has ever bothered to kill them. This is us doing a sequence break. By having the ring and bombs, by having a ring and bombs, you can break through that particular wall. You're not supposed to break through it this way. What you're supposed to do is go take out the mini boss that's above the Commentaries, and then use the bombs that he gives you in order to break through the wall the normal way. But we decided, fuck that. I'm doing it this way because, well, I actually prefer to do it this way.
We've already made some numerous divergences from normal gameplay because of the randomization nature of this particular run. That's just one of them. It was the Abyssal Demon. No, the Asylum Demon. That's the one. The Asylum Demon was the one that his wings were too fucking tiny, so he couldn't fly.
But he could hover.
He could hover, but only for a moment, because he is a fat bastard.
Trying to get all of the cloud enemies in here is just a fucking nuisance. Ignore them if you can, but also note that they can actually change their positions when you swing your weapon at them. It is important that you know that.
I like it how the objects that you have to put the weights on do not necessarily have to have a thing that they sink into. They just sink and disappear.
Yeah. It's a little bit more video gamey than it's supposed to be, but it works, so I don't care.
Yeah, but
full heal.
I love that. I love it when the game, the game lets itself be flawed in order to remind you. Well, not for the function. It's incidental that it reminds you that you're playing a video game that depends on codes and stuff. That is, you know, not necessarily perfect, but that it accepts its own silliness is a way.
Right.
It makes you laugh. Saying like, oh,
right.
I love you guys. Okay.
All right, that particular ladder, it takes us to the Commentaries, but I don't want to fight the Commentaries because it is one of my least favorite mini bosses.
K is for Commentaries.
Yes, K is for Commentaries. That particular door will not open up until we fight Palenque, which is boss number 6, technically. I think it's boss number 6.
What?
It's either 6 or 7. I always forget the order of bosses between Baphomet and Palenque.
Alright, how about Dumbo?
These are actually behemoths.
Holy shit, these guys have lots of health.
The big issue that the behemoths actually have is the fact that they have a forward shield. The forward shield is the big issue that's them. The reason why we're running back and forth on this spot is to kill that ninja, and if you kill that specific ninja, the treasure chest opens up.
And you also have to wait for this rotating. This is one of the worst ceiling fans I've ever seen.
Well, 1, it's not a ceiling fan, and 2, yes, that is one of the worst ceiling fans ever because that thing hits you for about 3/4 of your health, as shown here.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it definitely moves slow enough. So there's one of those things in every single one of these screens.
No. There are only the two rotating swords here, on these 2 rooms.
It's a it's more like the second hand of a clock, but it's a clock that forgot that time only goes so fast. They had weird units of measure back in the ancient Egyptian days.
Well, this isn't ancient Egypt. This is technically Assyrian/Babylonian. Well, no. That's right. A Chamber of Birth specifically is Hindu. We actually have a lot of the Hindu gods are represented here.
Yes.
Like, specifically, we've got, Vishnu. I know Vishnu is here. I'm not entirely sure the names of other ones. I'm not actually all that familiar with Hindu mythology.
That they had domesticated the elephant in order to make a more perfect war siege machine. Just like in Lord of the Rings.
Ah, damn it, it's a trap chest.
Running low on health.
We are running low on health. So why am I going after this trap chest?
Because we must.
Because Pascaret didn't actually recognize it was a trap chest.
It's a trap. See? It got you.
It did get me, except I have the scripture, so because it was a bat's chest, we didn't die from it. Haha.
I don't feel like playing Chinese checkers. I want to play chess.
I'm better at chess than Chinese checkers. One thing about Chinese checkers that I actively dislike. How the hell do you actually win Chinese checkers again?
Sometimes you don't, because you can get screwed and put in a stalemate situation.
I didn't think that there was stalemate in Chinese checkers.
There is stalemate. It's when... I think it's when you run out of moves. It doesn't cause a loss, but it causes the game to end because because you have no legal moves left. It happens when you are blocking your opponent from making a legal move. Or something like that, because I think it's against the rules to move your pieces backwards.
Yeah, it's against the rules to move your pieces backwards, but...
Because it's counterproductive, it slows the game down, and you might as well start a new game if it comes to that point.
Right.
Now, let's just watch out for the swing hands of time. Hello there, tall man with tiny penis.
Okay, so I think what we're doing here is we're attempting to buy the Earth Spear. Yes.
You may buy. Many thanks.
Booyah! We have successfully bought the Earth Spear. Now with the Earth Spear, once we actually find our way into Tower of Ruin, we can go and take down the next big boss.
Skeletor.
No, Skeletor is not actually one of the bosses in this game.
Quillbolt the stupid.
And the Quillbolt is also not one of the bosses in this game, thankfully. Any other guesses, Mr.
No,
Cloud?
I was just describing enemies I saw on screen.
Okay. Well, before you said it was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it reminded me of Quillbolt. One of my least favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Creations ever, because it became meta.
Well, actually, Quillbolt itself wasn't actually the big problem with that deck. It was Junk Synchron that was the issue.
Well, yeah, it's a combination of the means and the ends, of course. And they were both terrible.
Actually, I really like Junk Synchron. I didn't like Quillbolt Hedgehog, but Junk Synchron I really like. We got the Death Seal.
Now we are dead.
Which means that we have both the first and the last seal. Unfortunately, we can't use the Death Seal for much right now except to open up this particular shop in Temple of the Sun.
When the time is right, you will know what to do.
The Death Seal itself is honestly used very sparingly. There is one bonus ladder that it's used for. There is a Sacred Orb check that it's used for. 2 Sacred Orb checks that it's used for, actually. And there is this shop. Unfortunately, this shop is the only one that we have access to right now.
Stupid ghosts.
Now, the bonus ladder, we will straight up... We will probably trigger the bonus ladder, but we're never going to actually use it.
Into the door.
Yep.
And let's see.
Whoa.
Sacred Orb and Magatama Jewel. Nice.
Wow, that's the first character that is the first like dialogue that congratulated you for finding a thing. Like, thank you. I mean, I know I've been doing it for the past 3 hours, but positive reinforcement is definitely a big plus. But see, timely reinforcement is much more important.
So we are back in the Graveyard of the Giants in order to continue solving puzzles in it.
Yeah, because we have items now.
Well, actually, while we were here last time, we could have solved these puzzles, but, oh, look, Bayo La-Mulana.
Useless audio
useless
software.
Look, the audio software is actually really cool because when you have both pieces of it, you've got access to the entire soundtrack. And the soundtrack is actually really goddamn good. I've not mentioned it yet, but, a majority of the individual sound pieces for La-Mulana are very good.
Yeah, a lot of games that have a limited scope of things to offer at least will offer you different soundtracks. One example that comes to mind is the Paper Mario series, where you had badges that it didn't cost badge points in order to equip, but you did have to equip and unequip them. And they changed sound effects, they changed background music, they even changed which character was representing Mario. You could be Luigi, or you could be other guy.
Could you be Mr. L in Super Paper Mario?
I never played Super Paper Mario.
Oh,
No
one's played Super Paper Mario, and that is sad because I hear it's actually a pretty good game.
I heard the opposite, actually. I heard that it is largely an inferior game to Paper Mario 2, so I said, who cares?
Well, of course it's inferior to Paper Mario 2, but that's because everyone just continuously jerks off Paper Mario 2.
It's because it has, like, fucking 100 hours of content.
That doesn't mean it's 100 good hours of content, although most people say that it is 100 good hours of content.
It just keeps going and going and going.
Damn it! And we still don't have the Ice Cape. I hate traveling through Lower Tower of Ruin. Lower Tower of Ruin is I usually refuse to do unless I have Ice Cape.
Suddenly I'm reminded of the Carnival Night Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 3, where they had those towers that you could rotate around. Damn it, Gerda, stop falling in the lava.
I can't help it. This room requires me to go into the lava to traverse it, or else I'll get crushed immediately by the steam press.
Sometimes we are forced to learn.
All right. So, I think we're gonna go. I think we're going to try going to the bottom half of Tower of Ruin again. That doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it though. Once you get to a high enough health total, the healing spring actually heals you for more per second.
So that's what I was doing wrong. I was not getting more health.
Alright. Back through the Graveyard of the Giants.
Polymerization. Damn it. The fusion failed. And in the next part,
We'll get to Tower of Ruin again.
yeah.
Be safe, everybody.